Testing. I am actually going live. Good evening, my beautiful people. For the first time in about, I want to say, actually, about 2 months, I'm able to sit down before my awesome, beautiful audience and represent this boxing game like it's supposed to be about, like it's supposed to be represented for the first time. Meaning, before I actually didn't have my equipment correct, but after exercising due diligence, like the soldier that I am, I'm here to represent it, right, in this podcast and talk about this boxing game that I so love. I mean, can't nobody say they love boxing more than me. That's because I actually love boxing. Boxing has been a part of me since I was a child. You know what I mean? In the sense that when I first started boxing, right, it was like, what are you doing? But gradually, as I got into working out and got into uh, really feeling the sport, uh, uh, feeling that I had that a sense of urgency to want to be great, right? Boxing actually just naturally took my life over. And although I didn't actually get my uh, championship degrees, but I could have and I should have. I'm not going to make excuses for why I didn't. I'm not going to even go off into that. But I'll just say, in the sense that it should be noted that when I boxed, I was great. So the things that I say to you, I say out of natural experience, not because of something I heard. I'm saying this because I really participated in this like it was the thing to do. And to this date, I just want to tell you I love boxing. There are certain things that goes on in the boxing world that I'm not going to waste your time with it in this podcast and elaborate on it. But there should be and there has to be some changes in the boxing world, in the boxing game, because the boxer slash fighter at the end of the day uh, needs to be treated better financially, respect wise, and the only way that that's going to come to fruition is that the uh, the fans that that so love the sport as I do gonna have to come together and demand some changes. You know what I mean? In the sense that to make it, I'm gonna make this brief because I want to get off it into the validity of the subject matter which I'm speaking on, right? But at the end of the day, when a boxer retires, he has nothing to fall back on because um, the boxing industry um, didn't have enough compassion for the the, the athletes to put something of benefit away for the athletes for a rainy day. Say a union. I'm not going to be specific because there's a lot of areas that needs to be covered in this regard in order to make sure that uh, the boxing sport is um, respectful and treats its participants fairly. But anyway, that's a, a subject for another day. Let us talk about Frank Martin. Wait a minute. Let me say this beforehand. y'all notice my hairstyle? This is what I call the fist. You know what I'm saying? The fist, right? Can you see it? Right now, I do this myself because I so love representing it, right? And those out there that know what I mean when I say representing it, you know what I'm saying? Power to the people in said regard, right? I just want to share with y'all. This is my style, and I call it the fist. And I'm gonna have to get patent because I don't want y'all sneaking out in the world, right? Trying to represent my style. And it's gonna come to fruition because it means something, folks. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, let's talk about these ducks. These ducks. I'm not gonna say these ducks. I'm gonna say uh, these alleged ducks. Shakur Stevens consistently is saying that Frank Martin ducked him. I'm not gonna sit up and make it seem like it's a subject that needs to be harped on like it's being talked about as much as it has because they don't warrant that. The fact of the matter is, in my opinion, Frank Martin isn't ducking Shakur Stevenson. The fact of the matter is that he's making a smart decision economically, if you know what I mean, right? Boxing is strange, right? And if you don't know the ins and outs of boxing in the economic scheme of things, right, you're going to end up just like uh, those boxing slash fighters I was just talking about a minute ago that had nothing to fall back on, right? It is nothing wrong with putting yourself or attempting to put yourself in a position where you're going to get paid for your service that you have rendered. You know what I mean? These services are life threatening, right? So, I mean, like I don't know if the fans take that serious, right? But they need to, right? And like I said, we're not going to get off into the validity of uh, the ups and downs, or the pros and cons in regards to um, uh, the sanctioning bodies and uh, um, how they don't take care of the fighters. You know what I mean? It's pitiful. And we're not going to get off of that. We're going to stay on course and talk about these so-called ducks. So, in my opinion, I don't think Frank Martin is ducking him. And I'm going to make this short and brief. I think that he is doing what any intelligent human being would do in order to ascertain some financial stability, right, for his services. Because if Frank don't look out for himself, echo for any boxer. If you don't look out for yourself, ain't nobody gonna look out for you. The boxing industry is definitely not gonna look out for you because the name of the game actually is capitalism, and that's what this is about. Just like anything else in the society that we live in, it's about capitalizing. I'm gonna capitalize on you if you let me, right? I mean, and I don't mean to sound like I'm some type of capitalists that prey on people because I that's the first thing from my mind as a human being, right? But the fact of the matter is that is the society that we live in. This is a capitalist society, and the name of capitalism is: if I catch you slipping, I'm gonna capitalize on you. It don't make no difference whether it's box or anything else. The fact of the matter is that's what one of the components of capitalism. Anyway, let's leave that alone, right? To go back to this boxing, this boxing. You see what I'm saying? So, for the record, right? This is consistent with Shakur Stevenson's behavior, right? He has been critical of every boxer or every fighter that uh, he challenged or that was to be a potential opponent. I mean, that's just Gore Stevenson, right? And I know, like I think I've said this before. I don't think that Shakur is a bad fighter, but I will say that I don't think that Shakur has been tested to the point where everything he thinks, right, and so that he's allegedly great, or better than anybody in the division, or better than anybody in boxing. I just can't. I'm just not going. I'm just not going to adhere to that. I don't think that he is right. I just look. It's like this here. He needs to be tested, right? Because what he says or what he alleges, what comes out of his mouth, right? It's not proven. I mean, it hasn't been proven to date. So therefore, it's just him blowing smoke up as you know what, right? But I'm not gonna put him down for that because there's a lot of that going on in the game, in the boxing game, right? And just what I'm saying, for the sake of me, check this out. I wouldn't try to hear none of this here, right? All this talking and back and forth. Let's do it in the ring, right? And keep it moving. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not getting paid for critiquing one another. To a certain degree, I guess they are because this is really entertainment, right? And to put the fan in a position where they demand a certain thing, right? You gotta be kind of nudged into doing it. So yeah, it is in a sense entertainment, but there is still a moral apparatus associated with whatever it is that you do as a human being, right? So for me, you know what I mean. I just didn't have that lackadaisical state of consciousness where I would put myself in to stoop down, to that degree, right? I mean, and I hold fast to that type of thought process, that type of courageous uh, empathy for my moral apparatus today. You feel me? But I'm gonna keep it moving on this here, y'all. I just wanted to actually just get with y'all because I had missed you so much. You know what I'm saying? I had just actually, I've been sitting around here stressing to such a degree because I couldn't get my podcast up that I just every time I tried it, it didn't work. I went right back to the drawing board and came up with a different game plan. Right. So thus far, I am in a state where I'm starting to feel comfortable with doing what I do, and that's run my mouth about this boxing game. Right. To such a degree where that I gotta have you loving me. Right. I can't speak for the boy down the street or anybody else, right? My thing is I want my people to love me, right? That's just the type of individual I am. So I got to bring it. I know I got to bring it, right? So in that, this is what I need y'all to do. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to hit that like button. I need y'all to hit that subscription button, right? And pass me on, pass me around to your friends, right? Let's make this something great, right? Don't start hating, right? I mean, we got to get out there. We got to get out of that state, that horrendous, horrible state, right, of hating one another. And for what? Where we get that from? That's another topic for another day politically. You feel me? So until next time, again, hit the, hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and see you on the next show. Tuta o na na ba ade. That means see you later in Swahili. You feel me? I'm out.